Hey there guys, this is Coach Decatur here with Cosens Martial Arts Special Guest Edition. Alright, so what we're going to do is a little bit of a different kind of feel for the video today. Alright, so I'm going to do some different stuff that I've been actually working on at home. So this may be a little bit different from what Coach Renee has been doing. Just bear with me. Alright, so first things first, we got to get a warm up in, guys. So this is going to be for all ages from little ninjas, children's martial arts, teens, and adults. We are not including tiny ninjas for this one, okay? So please bear with me. We're going to go through some different techniques. I'm going to go through a little bit of a warm-up, a little bit of technique, and then a little bit of a workout. I'm going to switch it up, varying in different places. Just follow along with me, okay? So the first thing, let's get our jump rope, okay? Stand right in one spot. I want you to stay off of the heels of your feet. Don't let them touch on the ground, okay guys? If you want, you can do the arm motion. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine too. What we're doing is warming up our calves here and our legs. If you get this nice little rhythm and you feel really comfortable with this, let's put our hands up, just like we're about to protect ourselves here, okay? Now, if this is, again, too easy, I want you to go back and forth. So this is getting us used to entering and exiting a bad situation, okay? So now, next piece, we can toss in some jabs. Every time you move forward, jab. Simple. If you want, you can throw in 1, 2. Just keep it in a nice motion. I'm entering and I'm retreating at all times. Okay, so now we should have our calves a little bit warmed up. Should be a nice intro here. Another thing that I do at home is I'll just stand taller, go up and down. Dumb thing, I actually do this in the shower, guys. I do this in the shower, as weird as it sounds. So these are going to warm up our calves a little bit. After our calves are all nice and warm, we're going to go all the way up. We're going to start working into some squats, warming up our calves, or calves, quads, everything just kind of building up from here. What I've learned is we actually want our knees a little bit inwards or level as best as we can as we do these squats. Perfect. All right. I'm not a leg guy, guys. If you want to continue that, go for it. You guys know me, I'm a little quirky. So let's move on here. We're actually going to go into our abs because everything comes from our abs. But this is a nice core workout here, okay? So again, I'm trying to warm up your body. We're going to take a step back and we'll move it back forward, okay? So let's go for our abs right now. What we're going to do is when we're on the ground, we're going to go simple and get a little bit more complicated as we go. First thing, especially this is first level, let's say I can't do a full sit-up. I want to put my hands right on my thighs. I'm just going to reach up as high as I can. That's it. Done. Okay? This is going to work out mainly the tops, where you're going to feel it right where your ribs are, but what I want you to do is keep your abs engaged the whole entire time. Yes, this is kind of getting like a little bit like of a workout video, but do this as much as you can. I'm not going to do the entire thing with you, but I just want to get you guys going here. Crunch the entire time. I want you to flex this portion. Another thing that we can do, I want you to use your abs, not your back. So what I do is I crunch my abs, and what I want to do is use my belly as I bring my shoulder blades to my knees. I don't want to use my head. I'm not sitting up. That's using my back. I'm bringing my abs all the way down. Now, the next thing is I breathe out. Again, when you're doing your punches, you're supposed to breathe as you do your punches. Breathe all the way out, contract as far as you can. You'll feel it the whole way down, all the way to the bottom of your belly here. Or even slower, that's better, okay? Level 3, I'm going to kick it up one more notch for you, okay? I'm going to put my hands on the ground. This is just for stabilization. I want my back a little as flat as possible on the ground, so I'm not using my back. I'm using my abs here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extend my legs. You're going to feel it already there. I'm going to lift up, and I'm going to hike up. Again, this is going to hit you right here at the top of your abs. Okay? Slow and controlled, all the way up. Now we're going into some jiu-jitsu. All right, so again, this is more for like the adults. Kids, you can do this too, absolutely. Hold your base. Bring it up, twist. Up and twist the hips. Real simple. I've been doing this a lot, so I'll be honest, guys. My abs are even cramping up right now. We haven't been doing this that long. So what I'm gonna do is bump it up to level 4 right now, especially for the adults. This is the biggest one for the adults, okay? I want you to throw triangles in there. What I mean by a triangle, watch my legs. I'm gonna make a 4. I'm gonna kick one leg up, one leg underneath. It's just gonna go right in here, and I'm going to lock down. This is called our figure 4. Now, the angles create strangles. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to twist. So at the end of my 4, twist, right? So let's put it all together. As I come up, twist, up, twist, up, twist. I want you to complete that a few times if you need some help on figuring out how to do this, especially for kids. Just rewind the video a little bit. That's the point of this. That's a good thing about this, okay? So rewind that, do that as much as you want, really work your abs. But now, the big thing is, you gotta stretch it all out, okay? Some different stretches that I do, especially for my abs. Once it's all tight and a big ball here, it's gonna be a little weird one. Hands on the ground, gonna do the seal sprawls, okay? If you wanna actually throw in sprawls, even better. But don't hurt yourself, don't hurt your house, all right? I don't want you to drop on the ground and hurt your own legs, okay? But if you throw this in there, it'll make your technique so much better, guys. If you chop, sprawl, sprawl, you get the idea, guys, okay? So here are some next things I'm going to work into this. This is part of your warm-up, but it's also part of your technique, okay? So we're going to move on into our legs a little bit more and work some different punches and techniques here. So adults and black belt training students, a lot of the times you've seen this already, but I want to make sure you get it again. This is something that you can drill over and over again, okay? Put your feet together. We're going to do the little triangle. Okay, really simple. I'm going to take my right foot. This is my right currently, okay? Maybe for you it might show the left, right? But what I'm doing is I'm taking my right foot, I'm stepping to the right, and then I come back. If you have to, make a little spot in your house. This is your spot. This is your domination station, guys. Especially when we come back, we're going to be working in these domination stations very closely, just like this, okay? So, and then I take my left foot, go out and back. All it is teaching you to step outwards and retreat. Outwards and retreat. What I'm getting is an angle. See how I'm going onto the side a little bit? I'm not going straight at you, all right, as I'm defending myself. I want to go around you. If I set you up with maybe like a jab, pow, a jab, and now I step over here, maybe your hands come up when I jab, and then I move off to the side. So when you put your hands down, I'm no longer there, and you have to figure out where I'm at. Make sense, guys? Real simple. Feet together, step out, step back, step out, step back. Level 2. I want you to make this a cut, all right? So for the older students, and especially like adults here, I want to see this a little bit more. I want it more fluid. Okay? I may even do a little skip, watch. As I slide out, I'm gonna get a little faster. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? That's level 2. Level 3, throw in some punches. That's the whole idea of this. We're moving onto the side so you can get a good angle, right? So watch this. As I step out, my rear side is my power side, right guys? That's the cross. So as I step out, my rear side is going to punch. As I go to the other side, I have a new rear side. Bang, boom, punching side to side, especially if you can get that nice cut. So sometimes when I'm boxing with somebody, I'll just cut off to the side. I'll run. I'll literally run as fast as I can. Not literally running around the mat, all right? But I cut off to the side. Whoops, sorry about that, bud. All right, I cut off to the side and I punch. Then I come back with another hook. We created a nice angle. So this is the next level. Again, I'm trying to give you different techniques here, guys. You can practice. If you aren't good at it just yet, no worries. You're going to be, all right? Just practice. So the next thing is, as I step off to the side, boom. Now my weight is loaded up on this leg. If all my weight is over here, can I step there again? I could, but it would be a little skip, right? So what I have to do is after I load up here, I'm going to cut the other way. I want my feet to go with me though. They're looking at the same angle. You may not be able to see that with this camera. I'm unsure currently at the moment. But as I step over here, both of my legs and my hips, they're like eyeballs or lights of a car, okay? They're both facing the same direction. Now as I step over here, they changed, okay? Now, I want to work on technique again with you guys. Maybe a little refresher. I don't know how much of this you guys have been drilling in your own minds, but I'm gonna do it right now. Hooks, elbow up like a waiter. Hands by your cheeks, guys. Break it into small little steps. Nice reminders, always. I like to think of it like a rubber band around my head. Hands by your cheeks, nice and tight over here, okay? But now as my arm comes up nice and level, I'm gonna use the power of the ground. The ground is not going anywhere. When I push on it, it pushes me back, right? So when I push off a bit, it sends my power with it, oof, into a big hook. And especially if you guys were watching UFC, I think it was 250, 251, something like that. I think it was Cody Garbrandt or something like that, I'm unsure. But he had the nastiest hook. And that's what he did right here. He went under, souped around, he had that loaded up on one leg, and whipped it right at the finish, guys. That's what I'm talking about right here. But you can do this as you're moving up. Step, hook, hook. Get used to that motion. Let your feet turn, let your hips turn. Keep that momentum going forward. Okay, a lot of material here today. I'm gonna do another one. Same thing with kicks. This one's gonna be a little different. Me too. All right, this is gonna be a little different, especially at home. You're not gonna have as much room. Watch out for little brothers, little sisters, that kind of thing. Don't kick your kids, okay? It's plain and simple. But as I step out here, or I step out to the side, we can step and throw a kick. All right, I know that wasn't a great kick. I'm trying to stay in frame as best as I can. But as you step out, you're opening your hips. That made it a lot easier to turn that leg over, didn't it? Yes, it does. All right, so let your heel turn with you. If you do it already, guess what? They didn't see it coming, and now you can snap out a kick right away. All right, that was kind of more of a Taekwondo kick. I tried holding it back a little bit. All right, so that's another thing. Maybe step, hook, step, kick. Mix it up, make it fun, practice. That's the whole idea. All right, next up, guys. Again, I have my own itinerary here. These are notes, classified information, okay? What we're going to do, I wanted to work on this so bad with you guys. I've been watching. So with your videos that you guys are sending in, I love that you guys are practicing. You guys are actually doing this. That shows that you have initiative, that shows you want to be here. Perfect, you want to be better. That's what I want to see, okay? Now let's make it a little bit better. You got to keep these little reminders in your head. Small thing, ground kicks. I've been watching these. I want to see 3 small reminders, okay? Hands up, you guys got that. I've seen that, all right? When we kick, I want you to turn the hip all the way over. So our knee guides our ankle. So when you turn, here's a practice. I want you to come up nice and level with whatever you're kicking. Make it like a table here. Turn it all the way over. If you can do that, your heel turned. Make sense? Okay? And if you have that balance, you can practice your snapping kicks. That's kind of like 2 and 3 at the same time. All right? Another thing, what I want to see is as we kick, I want to, you don't have to, okay? I'll preface this. You don't have to. But something that's going to give it a little bit more pop is throwing that same side hand down. My right leg is coming up. When you walk, look, they walk or they move in opposite directions, right? When I kick, I want to throw that hand down so this one can come up even faster. Turn that hip over. Another thing is I want to block the side of my face. If I'm kicking here, I'm open here, all right? Chances are if I'm whipping a kick like that, they're probably not going to hit me because they're afraid of my kick, but they can kick right on top of that or hit on top of that or straight line, beeline it at me. As I'm turning over like this, I'm showing them my cheek. I'm telling them to hit me right here, right? So I'm gonna block that side of my head. Block. Okay, so the small things to remind yourselves. The hook's nice and level, hands up by your cheek. Use your hips, the power of the ground, the earth, everything together. There's small little bits of technique, okay? That's for little ninjas, children's martial arts, adults, everything. You guys can all do this. Now, I'm gonna work into more cool things, okay? We're going to work on a combination. Small combination, but it's one of my favorites, okay? Superman punch. You guys might not have seen this a while. We're gonna do that today. From our striking stance, we're gonna do a knee first. This is why I stretched out your calves quite a bit here too, okay? If you still need to stretch, good idea to do this one. Put your feet right on the ground, touch on the ground, walk out as far as you can, keeping your heels on the ground as far as you can. If you can't make it this far, don't worry, don't let them up. I want them down as far as they can, or if they feel pretty warm and pretty stretched out right now, I do a little bounce just to make sure I'm at the point of tension. And then go farther, little point of tension, okay? I want to stretch those guys out. Further the stretches for your calves, this is going to stretch this out. You got the idea, put your legs together, stretch down here, it's going to stretch out the backs, okay? You want to go bottom up for this one. Anyway, Superman punch, one of the coolest punches out here. Right? Really sneaky, but we started off with a knee. So hands up right by our cheeks, guys. I'm gonna break this down into small steps. We're gonna start off with a knee. I'm gonna take my rear side, bring it up and through. Notice how I'm pulling my hands down. I'm doing this kind of like a clinch knee, so I'm grabbing onto my opponent here to drive him through. Okay? That's a clinch, but it's that same idea of the kick. My hand comes down, my knee goes through. Boom. Make sense? All right, we're staying in our spot. This is gonna stretch our calves out even more. I want you to come up off of your heel. Whoosh. That's gonna give you a bigger pop. Hips all the way through. If you need to stretch these out a little bit more, do that too. I want you to take a knee, bring your hip in. I've noticed actually at home, my bottom knee doesn't feel as good without the mat. Hold on to something. I hold on to like my couch. It just takes some of the tension off, and then bring your knee through. Cool? All right. Anyway. Up and through. That's a knee. We're gonna throw in the punch. I'm gonna do a cross. So as my knee comes up, it's actually a fake, right? So I bring my knee up, but when it comes down is when I punch. All right, so that's the cool thing about it. You don't always have to throw every punch. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.